You know, I've lived 73 years on this earth, and I thought I'd seen just about everything. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for what happened at Easter brunch this year. Let me back up a little. My name's Margaret, but everyone calls me Marge. I've been widowed for 8 years now, since my Henry passed. We built a good life together here in Columbus, Ohio, raised 2 boys, worked hard, saved harder. Henry was in construction, and I taught 2nd grade for 35 years. We weren't rich, but we were smart with our money. By the time Henry retired, we owned our home free and clear, plus 3 rental properties around the city. Those rentals became my lifeline after Henry died. The income keeps me comfortable, gives me something to manage, keeps my mind sharp. My son Daniel handles most of the paperwork through his property management company. I'm listed as the owner under my maiden name, Margaret Louise Chen, on all the legal documents. It's just simpler for taxes and liability, Daniel always said. Daniel's my younger son, 42, works in real estate, married to Jessica for 6 years now. No kids yet, though I pray about it every Sunday. My older boy, Michael, is 45. He married his college sweetheart, Brenda, 20 years ago. They gave me 2 beautiful grandchildren, Lily, who's 17, and Jake, who's 15. They live about 20 minutes away in a lovely neighborhood called Riverside Commons. Or at least, I thought it was lovely. Easter Sunday morning started just like I'd hoped. I woke up early, made my famous cinnamon rolls, the ones with cream cheese frosting that my boys used to fight over, and packed them carefully in my vintage Pyrex carrier. The one with the yellow daisies that Henry gave me for our 15th anniversary. I'd offered to host Easter brunch at my place, but Brenda had insisted on having it at their house this year. "Mom, you do so much," she'd said over the phone. "Let me take care of everything for once." I should have known something was off right then. Brenda never volunteers to host. But I brushed it aside, thinking maybe she was turning over a new leaf. The drive over was beautiful, Bradford pear trees in full bloom, neighbors putting out their spring decorations, kids riding bikes in the sunshine. Ohio in April can go either way, but this was one of those perfect days where you remember why you love living here. I pulled up to Michael and Brenda's house around 10:30. It's a nice split-level ranch, built in the 90s, with a big backyard where the kids used to play when they were little. White siding, black shutters, a red front door. The kind of house that says, "Family lives here." Michael met me at the door with a hug. "Hey, Mom, come on in. Something smells amazing. Just my cinnamon rolls, sweetheart. Where should I put them?" "Kitchen counter's fine. Brenda's in there." I walked through the living room, noticed it was tidier than usual, like they'd cleaned for company, and into the kitchen. Brenda was pulling a ham out of the oven, her face flushed from the heat. "Hi, Brenda. Happy Easter, honey." She turned, and I swear there was something cold in her eyes. Just for a flash. Then she smiled. "Margaret, Happy Easter. Just set those anywhere. Margaret. Not Mom, not even Marge. Just Margaret." 20 years of family dinners, birthday parties, Christmases, and hospital waiting rooms when Jake broke his arm in 4th grade, and suddenly I'm Margaret. Daniel and Jessica arrived a few minutes later, and we all gathered around the dining table. Brenda had actually done a nice job, fresh tulips in a vase, the good china, cloth napkins. Lily and Jake were on their phones, but they looked up long enough to say hello and grab some food. We said grace, I insisted, even though I could feel Brenda's impatience, and started passing dishes around. Ham, scalloped potatoes, green bean casserole, my rolls. For about 15 minutes, everything seemed normal. Michael asked Daniel about a property deal. Jessica told us about her sister's new baby. I asked Lily about college applications. Then Brenda cleared her throat. "So, Margaret," she said, setting down her fork with a deliberate clink. "Michael and I have been talking, and we've come to a decision." The table went quiet. Even the kids looked up from their phones. "We think it's time for some changes in this family. Boundaries, you know. We need to establish better boundaries. I felt my stomach tighten. Boundaries. Yes. We feel like you're too involved in our lives. Always dropping by, always asking questions, always. She waved her hand vaguely, there. Michael shifted uncomfortably. Brenda, maybe we should. No, Michael. We agreed. She turned back to me. So we've decided that we need some space. We're going to take a break from family gatherings. At least through the summer. My hands started shaking. I gripped my napkin under the table. I don't understand. Did I do something? It's not about doing something, Margaret. It's about you being overbearing. Controlling. Frankly, we're all a little tired of it. I looked at Michael. My son. My firstborn. He wouldn't meet my eyes. Mom, he said quietly. Maybe it would be good. Just a little break. Tears burned behind my eyes, but I wouldn't let them fall. Not here. Not now. I see, I managed. Brenda wasn't finished. And there's one more thing. She smiled then, actually smiled, like she'd been saving this for last. We're going to need you to stop coming to this house altogether. Consider yourself evicted from our family, Margaret. Effective immediately. The word hung in the air like poison. Evicted. Asterisk. Daniel sucked in a breath. Brenda, what the hell? We have the right to decide who comes into our home, Brenda snapped. And we've decided. She's not welcome here anymore. Something in me shifted. That word, evicted, triggered something. I slowly reached into my purse and pulled out my phone. My hands were steadier now. I opened my email app and scrolled until I found what I was looking for. That's interesting, I said quietly. Because I own this house. Brenda blinked. What? I turned my phone around, showing the property deed that Daniel had emailed me last month for tax purposes. 1247 Riverside Commons Drive. Owner, Margaret Louise Chen. That's me. My maiden name. The color drained from Brenda's face. You see, I continued, my voice gaining strength, when you and Michael were struggling after Jake was born, drowning in debt from medical bills and bad decisions, I bought this house. I let you live here for a third of what I could get in rent. Daniel managed the paperwork. I never wanted you to feel beholden to me, so I kept it quiet. I just wanted my son and grandchildren to have a stable home. Michael's face had gone white. Mom, every month for the past 15 years, you've been paying $1,200 in rent to Daniel's property management company. Market rate for this house is $3,500. I've been subsidizing your life to the tune of over $400,000. Brenda's mouth opened and closed like a fish. So let me make sure I understand correctly, I said, standing up from the table. You want to evict me from the house that I own. The silence was deafening. Then Brenda found her voice. You've been lying to us for 15 years. I've been helping you for 15 years. There's a difference. This is manipulation. Financial control. No, honey. This is me realizing I've enabled someone who has no gratitude, no respect, and no shame. I looked at Michael. Really looked at him. Your father would be so disappointed. Then I turned to Daniel. Call the attorney Monday morning. I want a formal review of the lease agreement. And I want to know what my options are. I picked up my purse and my empty Pyrex carrier, I wasn't leaving my good dish here, and walked to the door. Mom, wait, Michael started. I turned back one last time. You have 60 days. That's what Ohio law requires. Figure out where you're going to go. I drove home in a daze, parked in my driveway, and sat there for 20 minutes before I could make myself go inside. My phone started ringing almost immediately. Michael. Then Brenda. Then Michael again. I let them all go to voicemail. That night, lying in bed in the house Henry and I built together, I cried. Not because I regretted what I'd done, but because I finally understood. Sometimes the people you love most are the ones who take advantage of your love. The next morning, Daniel called. Mom, we need to talk about what happens next. I took a deep breath. Yes, I said, we do. But what I discovered in those legal documents would change everything I thought I knew about my family. Asterisk.